Imagine the scene. It's a pitch black night in Potomac, Maryland, March 19, 2024.
Right.
And the air is just thick with the smell of, burnt rubber, radiator fluid. You've got the police lights, the red and blue, just cutting through the dark.
And they're lighting up this mangled wreck of a car, what used to be a 2017 Maserati.
Used to be is right. It's a completely wrapped around a street sign and a tree. And standing there in a full ball gown is the woman who basically defined an entire reality TV franchise.
But here's the thing. When the police officer walks up, she doesn't ask for a lawyer,
No.
doesn't ask for a doctor. She just looks the officer right in the eye, slurring her words, and asks, "Do you know who I am?"
And that question, it wasn't just entitlement. It felt like, I don't know, the last gasp of a character before it just smashed into reality.
Absolutely, because she didn't even stop there. The body cam footage caught her saying she was, and this is a direct quote, Thomas Jefferson's concubine.
Which is, that's a wildly specific and confusing thing to say during any traffic stop.
To say the very least, the Grande Dame of Potomac wasn't just in a car crash. She was on a collision course with the Maryland justice system, one that would strip away the wigs, the gowns, everything, and leave her with something much, much more sobering.
A prison ID number.
Exactly.
Welcome to StarScope Report. Today is Monday, January 26, 2026. Join us as we uncover Hollywood drama, reality TV shakeups, and the stories behind the fame. I'm Jamie.
And I'm Jordan. Today we're diving into a massive stack of court documents, body cam transcripts, and the brand new Season 10 trailer to piece together the rise, the fall, and the really explosive return of the Real Housewives of Potomac matriarch.
This story has everything. A crash, a cover-up, actual jail time, and a comeback that feels complicated.
That's the word for it. So our mission today is to really unpack this whole saga of Karen Huger, the crash, the time behind bars, and this shocking rebranding we're all watching right now.
And we have to talk about the other earthquake in the 22785 zip code, the return of Monique Samuels.
Oh yeah, a name that strikes fear into the hearts of wine glasses everywhere.
It really does. But first, let's stick with the Grande Dame. Let's go back to that night. Set the scene for me. We know she crashed, but was this like a minor fender bender?
Not even close. This was a catastrophic failure of control. According to the police report, the facts are these. Karen Huger loses control of her Maserati near her home.
Okay.
She crosses a median, completely takes out a crosswalk sign, and then smashes into a tree with enough force to total the car.
Wow.
And when police get there, they notice she's unsteady on her feet. And then, the pivotal moment, she refuses the breathalyzer.
Okay, so pause right there. I watch a lot of legal dramas, and I always think refusing the breathalyzer is the smart move. Like, don't give them the evidence. Right?
That's a huge misconception. In Maryland and a lot of states, there's a thing called implied consent.
Huh.
Just by having a driver's license, you've already agreed to a chemical test if an officer has probable cause, refusing it, that has its own penalties, like an automatic license suspension.
So it doesn't even help you?
Not really. It just forces the prosecution to rely on other evidence.
And in this case, that other evidence was the camera strapped to the officer's chest.
Exactly. The body cam footage became the smoking gun. It was released to the public, and it was devastating for her. It wasn't just that she seemed intoxicated, it was how she acted.
Right. She wasn't scared or apologetic.
Not at all. She was belligerent. She admitted to having a couple of beers, but her whole demeanor just suggested so much more.
I remember seeing clips of it, but I couldn't watch the whole thing. What did she actually say? You mentioned the Jefferson line, but didn't she get personal with the cops?
She did, and this is where that Grande Dame mask just completely slipped off. She started hurling insults. She called one of the officers, specifically, poor and white.
Oof. That's not a good look. At all.
It's terrible. She also tried to invoke Andy Cohen's name, like her celebrity status or her boss could somehow shield her from all this. It just showed this level of detachment from reality that I think really, really hurt her at trial.
Right. It's one thing to be a diva on a TV set. It's another thing to try and pull rank on a cop when your car is wrapped around a tree.
100%.
So the footage is out. She looks guilty. How on earth did her legal team try to defend this? Did they just plead guilty and beg for mercy?
Nope. And that might have been their biggest mistake. They tried some very creative strategies. First, they floated what we call the phantom car theory.
A phantom car.
Yeah.
Her legal team claimed another vehicle ran her off the road.
But was there another car?
The investigation pulled all the traffic camera footage. There was no other car. She was completely alone.
So the phantom car was a ghost. What was plan B?
Plan B was the grief defense. They argued she was mixing antidepressants with alcohol while grieving the death of her parents.
Which, I mean, that's a very real and sympathetic issue.
It is. But the jury just looked at the hard facts of the crash and her behavior, and they found her guilty on almost all charges, DUI, DWI. The only thing she was acquitted of was reckless driving, which feels like a technicality, when your car is a pretzel.
Right.
But here's where I get confused. We see celebrities get DUIs all the time. They get a slap on the wrist, community service maybe. I really thought Karen would be out there picking up trash in a designer vest.
And that assumption was dead wrong. On February 26, 2025, the judge in Montgomery County just dropped the hammer. He sentenced her to 2 years total, with 1 year suspended.
Wait, so that means...
It means 1 full year behind bars, plus 5 years of probation.
a full year of actual jail time.
Yeah.
For a DUI. That feels so harsh compared to what we usually see. Why did the judge go so hard on her?
That is the key question, and the answer is in her history. This wasn't her first time. This was actually her 4th alcohol-related driving offense.
Her 4th.
Yes. The prosecution revealed a whole pattern of incidents going back to between 2006 and 2011. The judge basically said she hadn't learned her lesson. He saw her as a danger to the community. He wasn't sentencing a reality star. He was sentencing a repeat offender.
Wow. That changes the context completely.
Yeah.
It's not a mistake anymore. It's a lifestyle.
Exactly.
But before she even got sentenced, didn't she check into rehab?
She did. She went to a luxury rehab in Florida, which meant she missed the season 9 reunion entirely.
I remember the cast reaction to that.
Mm-hmm.
Wendy Osefo and Giselle were, let's just say they were skeptical.
Very. Wendy had that killer line, "I couldn't knock the hustle."
Right. And you can see why they think that. Checking into rehab right before sentencing, it can look like a strategy to get a lighter sentence.
A very common one. But whether it was a hustle or a genuine cry for help, it didn't work. The judge sent her away.
Which brings us to a reality that's just so hard to imagine. Karen Huger going to jail. And that's not even the wildest part. Coming up, we're going inside that jail cell. We're talking specific humiliating conditions and why she ended up eating with, like, a folded piece of paper.
Plus, we'll discuss the one cast member who saw Karen's downfall not as a tragedy, but as a big opportunity.
If you're loving these Hollywood twists, make sure you're subscribed. We've got even crazier stories ahead.
Okay, so let's unpack life on the inside. Karen Huger served her time at the Montgomery County Correctional Facility, and you need to wipe any image of Martha Stewart's camp cupcake from your mind.
So paint me a picture. Is this Orange is the New Black? Is she eating cafeteria glop?
It is far from a dorm room. This is a county jail. Based on reports and standard procedures, there are 0 special amenities for reality stars.
Standard uniform, everything.
Standard uniform, communal showers, and the dining situation. Well, you asked about the glop. It's not just the food, it's how you eat it.
What do you mean?
In certain units, for safety reasons, inmates don't get metal or even hard plastic utensils. They get paper spoons.
Paper spoons. Like cardboard.
Essentially, yeah. Folded, heavy-duty cardboard. I mean, imagine the contrast. You go from the finest restaurants in D.C. to sitting in a communal block eating prison loaf with a piece of paper.
That's visceral. It's humbling in a way you just can't fake.
And the sleeping arrangements are just as stark. You know, a thin mattress on a steel slab. You might not even get a pillow, depending on the regulations.
And the Grande Dame title gets you nothing. An extra blanket.
It gets you 0 currency. You're an inmate number. But Karen did make one move inside that probably saved her sanity and definitely shortened her time. She joined the JAZ program.
Lit music classes. I would pay to see Karen Huger lead a prison jazz band.
No band. It stands for Jail Addiction Services. It's a dedicated chemical dependency unit inside the prison. Super intensive. Counseling, recovery, all of it.
So she was actually doing the work.
It seems like it. By participating in JAZ and having good behavior, she earned what they call diminution credits.
Okay.
Basically, you get time shaved off your sentence. And that's how a 1-year sentence became 6 months.
So September 2, 2025, that was Freedom Day.
Exactly 6 months served. She walks out, and of course, Bravo cameras are rolling.
Of course they were. I bet they were camped out for a week.
She gets into a black SUV, and the audio just picks her up, whispering to herself, "It will be fine." It was this rare, unscripted moment of pure vulnerability. She looked shaken.
But the unscripted moments didn't last long. because now we have the season 10 mid-season trailer.
Uh-huh.
And this is where the rebrand begins. We see Andy Cohen in her living room. It looks very serious.
It's the post-prison sit-down. It's a whole subgenre of reality TV now. But Karen drops the line that changes the entire story. She looks at Andy and says, "It's time to talk about my addiction."
See, that gave me whiplash. Because do you remember the video message she sent to the season 9 reunion?
Oh, vividly. She was so defiant. She said, "No, I'm not an alcoholic, let's be clear." She was adamant it was a mistake, a mix-up with medication. She fought that label with everything she had.
And now, less than a year later, we've gone from "I'm not an alcoholic" to "my addiction." What's going on? Is this a genuine breakthrough, or is this just expert-level PR?
That's the million-dollar question, isn't it? I mean, I'll look at it this way. The Grande Dame persona, the one built on etiquette and superiority, it cannot exist with a prison record. The mugshot completely destroys the pedestal.
So you have to build a new one?
Exactly.
Yeah.
She has to kill the Grande Dame to save her career. Karen the survivor, or Karen the recovering addict, that's a character the audience can actually root for. It turns her failure into a redemption journey.
It's a brilliant strategy, but it also might just be the truth.
It might be. Prison is rock bottom. Maybe the JAZZ program actually worked and broke through all that denial. From a branding perspective, though, it is her only move.
Well, speaking of moves, Karen's not the only one shaking things up. While she's trying to be humble Karen, someone else is returning who has zero interest in being humble.
Yes, the ghost of seasons past. Later in the episode, we'll talk about the shocking twist nobody saw coming, the return of Monique Samuels, and why she is already spotting red flags everywhere.
Stay tuned and hit that subscribe button so you don't miss what's coming next.
So let's talk about the B-plot that is quickly becoming the A-plot. Monique Samuels is back for season 10.
Now, for anyone who forgot, Monique has been gone since season 5. And she didn't just leave, she left in a blaze of glory.
Blaze of glory is putting it so lightly. To get why her return is so explosive, you have to remember why she left. Season 5 ended with that physical altercation between her and Candiace Dillard Bassett.
Yeah, that wasn't just a wine toss.
No. It was a violent physical fight, hair-pulling, dragging. Producers had to physically separate them. Legal charges were filed. It was dark. It went way beyond shady drama into actual assault.
And the cast was totally divided. Giselle refused to even film with her after that.
Correct. Monique left, said she needed to protect her peace and her family. She did that show on OWN Love and Marriage DC, which, let's just say it exposed a lot of cracks in her marriage to Chris Samuels.
And now she's back on Potomac, but she's divorced.
Finalized in 2023, she's returning as a friend of, not a full housewife, and she's framing it as her starting over on her own terms.
But starting over apparently means walking into a room and immediately lighting a match, because she has set her sights on Angel Massie, the new girl.
It is fascinating behavior. Monique immediately targeted Angel's marriage to Bobby Massie, specifically over this one incident where Angel asked her husband for permission to go to a pajama party.
Which, okay, maybe a little old-fashioned, but Monique took it to a 10.
She called it a huge red flag. She told the group, "When I first met her, I could see a lot of me in her situation."
Oof. Talk about projecting.
That's exactly what it is. She is looking at Angel's marriage through the lens of her own failed marriage to what she felt was a controlling spouse. She's basically saying, "I see you asking for permission, and I know where that road ends."
And Angel's probably just like, "Ma'am, I just got here. Can I just have my drink?"
Right. But this is why she's good TV. She doesn't wait for permission to insert herself. She's targeting the weakest link in the group, and she's bringing this aggression that is such a sharp contrast to Karen's new humble tour.
So we have a tale of two housewives. Karen, the fallen icon, trying to convince us she's a humble, recovering addict. And Monique, the returning villain, trying to convince us she's a liberated woman, all while stirring the pot.
It's a season of identity crises. Karen is rebuilding post-prison. Monique is redefining herself post-divorce.
And the poor new girls are just trying to survive the crossfire.
It creates this fascinating dynamic. Usually OGs like Karen hold all the power, but Karen is weak right now. She has to be humble. That leaves a power vacuum that someone like Monique or Giselle is more than happy to fill.
It's going to be a battle for the soul of the show. Can the Grande Dame rise again?
I think the era of the Grande Dame, as we knew her, the untouchable socialite, is dead. The mugshot killed her. But Karen Huger is resilient. If she can successfully sell this Phoenix rising from the ashes story, she could become more popular than ever.
But people hate a liar. If this addiction pivot feels fake, if the audience senses she's just playing a part, they will eat her alive.
Precisely. The audience has the body cam footage. They've seen the transcripts. They know about the paper spoons. If she tries to put a glitter filter on Prison, it just won't work.
So what does this all mean for you, the listener?
It means we are watching a case study in crisis management in real time. Whether you watch the show or not, the way Karen Huger navigates this from felon to fan favorite is a masterclass in modern celebrity branding. Can you spin a DUI into a hero's journey? We're about to find out.
And here's a thought to leave you with. Karen says she wants to return as just Karen. But in the world of reality TV, is just Karen enough to keep a contract? Or is humble Karen just the latest character he's playing to win us all back? Because, let's be honest, humble doesn't usually make for great ratings.
That's the ultimate paradox. We want them to be better people, but we watch them because they behave badly.
Exactly. You've been listening to StarScope Report, where Jordan and Jamie uncover the stories shaping Hollywood, music, and pop culture. Thanks for tuning in, and don't forget to subscribe for more stories that keep the stars shining.